just want to sing a little song for you, entertain you a little bit before I start talking. Precious Lord, take my hands, take my feet, and let me stand. I am tired, I am weak, I am low. Through the storm, through the night, Lord, lead me on to the light. Take my hand, precious Lord, lead me on. Take my hand, precious Lord, lead me on. I like to play music, so sometimes I just come and sit outside here and just relax and play a little music. Good morning, my family and my friends, and I just want to say hope all of you had a good week, the past week, and hope that the weather is nice where you are. Where I am here in Central Florida, it is pretty nice. The weather is pretty nice. It's over 80 degrees. It is over 80 degrees right now, and at 11 o'clock in the morning, and it's rising. The temperature is rising. So it's a pretty warm day and very, very comfortable. And right now I'm sitting in the shade on my back porch, and it's quite comfortable here. It's not too hot. Over in the sun it gets too hot. And so right now it's a beautiful day. It's a beautiful day. As Mr. Rogers used to say, it's a beautiful day in the neighborhood. It's a beautiful day. Sun is shining, the sky is bright, and the trees are blooming. And thank God I am healthy and I am blessed. And I hope you are healthy and blessed also. And I hope that you're having a good day. It is a good day. And, you know, I like to tell stories, and a lot of the stories I tell is based on things that I observe around me. I sit here and I look at the plants and I look at the trees blooming and I observe them. I look at people working. As a matter of fact, a few days ago I was right here and I could see behind me some men working on a roof of a two-story house behind me, the next street over. It's a two-story house, so it's pretty tall. And these men were just walking around on the roof, very casually. Seemed like they were not afraid. They were quite comfortable just walking around on the roof there. And I thought about it and I said, wow, I don't have the courage to do that. As a matter of fact, if I try to do that, by the time I reach maybe a few feet up in the air, my knees start to shake. I don't have the courage to do that at this time. But I do remember, you know, some years back when I was a young fellow, and I didn't have that fear. I didn't have that fear. As a young fellow, I would climb tall coconut trees to pick coconut, and would actually enjoy the ride when the the tree would shake back and forth, and I'm just riding it, and wasn't afraid. But because I haven't done it in a long time, something has happened in my head. I don't have that courage anymore. I don't have that bravery. Something is happening in my mind. When I look at those men walking around on the roof, and it's not a flat roof, it's a slanted roof, and they're just walking around up there casually and seem to have no fear at all. It made me think, made me realize that it's in the mind. It's in the mind. You can train the mind to do whatever you want. And even though now that I am afraid, I'm scared of going up that high on a ladder. But I think if I had to, if I needed to, I could retrain myself. I could retrain myself to do it. And if I do it enough, I get used to it. And so, this commercial used to be on the radio or in the media. The mind is a terrible thing to waste. The mind is a very, very, very powerful instrument that we have. And we can use, by the power of the mind, to accomplish or live in fear. We could live in fear or accomplish good things. But sometimes it takes training. It takes a training of the mind to be able to accomplish things that we want to. Because fear will always try to overcome and cause you to resist doing things that you might want to do. I think about it, some years ago, I was walking by a music store up in White Plains, New York, and just walking by, I looked in the window and I saw all these instruments in the window. I didn't really go in there to buy, but I walked in there just to take a look. Didn't intend to buy. But as I walked in there, and a salesman came over to me and started chatting, and he played one of the instruments for me. He played one of the pianos, one of those electronic stuff, and it sounded so good it impressed me. I ended up walking out the store with one. Didn't know the first thing about it. Didn't know how to play. Never played one. But because he demonstrated the beauty and the power of this thing, it influenced me. It affected my mind. And I end up walking out the store with something that I didn't go in there for. Caused me to buy something I didn't go in there to buy. I took it home and I didn't know how to play. Didn't have no training, no instruction. But I started just plucking one key at a time. One key at a time and listening to the sound. And as I plucked each key and listened to each sound, the sound of each key, I started, after a while, instead of just hitting one key, I would try to hit two keys together and see how they sound together. And after a while, I would, search around, just play around and experiment. Just try hitting 2 or 3 keys together and see how they sound, and just find sounds that match together, and just fooling around like that. After a while, I learned to play. Not good, not great, but I can play to help myself. I can accompany myself in singing and play a little. Same thing I've done with other instruments. no instructions from anywhere. Just monkey around with it. Just play around and observe and listen. Let the mind hear the sound. Hear the sound of each key, of each note, of each string. And build from one sound, adding other sound from other strings or other keys to the first sound, and building a chord just by that. Didn't really know what I was doing, but after a while things came together. I could play something, and that's maybe an encouragement for some of you who may be trying to play an instrument, may be interested in playing an instrument, but may not want to go out and take classes somewhere. You can, right now there's a lot of instruction on YouTube. You can go on YouTube and learn, or you could just do like I did, which is the hard way. Just fool around, hit a key on the keyboard, and then try to hit another key with it and see how they sound together. And if you can hit two keys that sound good together, then add a third one, and maybe add a fourth one after some time. Just play around, and so it makes me realize that the mind is a powerful instrument. That if you desire, you can program your mind to do whatever it is that you want to do, to accomplish whatever you want to accomplish. I am looking at a verse that I read in Romans chapter 8 and verse 6 in the Bible, New Testament, Romans chapter 8 and verse 6. It says, to be carnally minded is death, but to be spiritually minded is life and peace. Let me read it again. Romans chapter 8 verse 6. For to be carnally minded is death, but to be spiritually minded is life and peace. I think most of us would like to have the results of the second part of that verse, to be spiritual minded, because I think we all want a life and peace. I mean, especially nowadays where there's so much trouble, so much problems all over the world. People are worried and troubled. It's a good thing to be able to have peace, life and peace. And to have life and peace, you need to be spiritually minded. To be spiritually minded. And you might wonder, how does one get to be spiritually minded? How does one get to be spiritually minded? I think, if I may use this analogy, if you're a teacher and you're, say, a math teacher, and you know your job very well, but then you want to switch to become a mechanic. You have to switch from thinking as a teacher. You have to switch from thinking as a teacher to thinking mechanic, cars, engines, pistons, cylinders, carburetors, or different parts of a car. You have to change your mind from thinking in one way to another way. Hi, Vanessa. Good to see you. And it is a good thing to be able to switch. The mind is programmable. The mind is changeable. The mind, you can switch your mind from thinking as a teacher, for example, to teaching or to thinking as a mechanic. A teacher, if you're a math teacher, you're thinking A plus B equals C or something like that, or 2 plus 4 equals 6, or any sort of mathematical permutation. But when you want to become a mechanic, you have to switch that way of thinking and to think, instead of just thinking numbers, formulas, think engines, think mechanic work. I mean, different things. Mechanic takes on a different set of learning. So you have to switch your mind, switch your way of thinking. And so the mind is a powerful instrument that we can use and switch and develop and grow and to enjoy, or to live in torment. It is a very easy thing for us to live in torment because there's lots of help in the environment. There's a lot of help around. You turn on the news and there's a lot of help there to make you torment. But to do good and to live happy, there seems to be a lot more resistance. There's a lot more things that come against you if you want to be happy. But there is a way. It's a matter of ordering the mind, ordering our minds in the right way. And there's another verse that in Romans 12 verse 2, it says, be not conformed to this world, but be ye transformed by the renewing of your mind, that you may prove what is that good and acceptable and perfect will of God. Be not conformed to this world. It's like being carnally minded, looking out for the things of this world. Let that be your main interest. And I think every one of us as human beings have had our time of life where we go through that, have our time of interest is the things of this life, trying to be happy, trying to be fulfilled, trying to be accomplished, trying to get things that we can live on and be happy, and all our needs supply, everything that we want to buy something, want to do something, we're able to do it. And that can take on a major focus, a major importance in our lives. And so many people have accomplished it, get the things that they want, and then come to realize that it's not what makes them happy. It's not what makes them happy. And I realize also that you can find a person that has very little, and yet very happy. It's a state of mind. It's a state of mind. And if we can order our minds, as Paul says in Romans 12 verse 2, be transformed by the renewing of our minds, changing our mind to think in the way that our Creator created us to think, to make important to us what is important to our Creator. Because God is our Creator. He allowed us to be here. Yes, our parents had a part to play, but we could not have been here without God allowing it. And so He has a role in our lives. He has interest in how we live. No parent bring a child into this world intending them to be miserable. Every parent wants their children to be happy. And so God wants us, His people, to be happy also. He wants all of us to be happy. And so He gives us the way to be happy, to follow and to live according to His will, not according to the carnal mind, where our focus our main focus is material things, things in this life, but a relationship with him. If we make our relationship with him the main focus of our lives, we'll find that happiness comes with it. Fulfillment comes with it. Because just because we love God and want to serve him and to do his will, that doesn't mean that that's all we do, sit around all day, just do that. We still get involved in things. We still work and have our families and our lives as usual. But we live in a way that is pleasing. For example, you might be on a job and you may want to get ahead on your job, and there are different ways that you could do to accomplish your goal, to move ahead. You could step on somebody else, or cheat somebody else, or lie, or do something immoral to get ahead. That's one way. Not God's way, but that's one way. Some people do that. But the other way that is pleasing to God is that we do what is right. Do the job that we're doing, do it well. Do it well. And do right by your co-workers and your employers. Do right. Do what is right. Do not cheat. Don't lie. Don't steal. Don't backbite. Don't step on other people. Do what is right. And that is a mind that is renewed to think in God's way. It may not be easy sometimes because, like I said before, every good thing has opposition. Every good thing that we try to do, there is an opposition. There is a devil that is alive and real, very real. Satan is not just a word or some phenomenon. Satan is real. And he has his messengers all over to try to oppose us and the will of God in our lives. But once we understand that there is a God that really loves us, cares for us, even more than our families, because things that Jesus went through for us, our families wouldn't have done it. And I wouldn't promise anybody that I would go through what Jesus went through for them either. So Jesus says, greater love hath no man than this, than a man lay down his life for his friends. So he has a great love for us, even though he doesn't, we don't see him physically waving a flag around and says, hey, I love you, I love you, I love you. But, one of the Psalms says, you look at the glory of God. You look at the glory of God. You look at the sky. You look at the sun, the moon, the stars, the trees, the firmament, the clouds, and you see the glory of God. But he's a big God. You look at the trees, you look at the fruits on the trees and all the things that he's provided for us. None of us came here in this life with a fruit tree in our hand. None of us came here with food in our hands. None of us came here with anything that we brought from some other world. We came here and found things that God prepared for us. And we are alive and still here because he provided resources for us to live here. And so that is the glory of God. That is God's goodness to us. And not only that, he promised that he's coming back to take us home with him. He says that where he is, there we will be also. That's a great promise. It's worth more than anything that we can enjoy and accomplish here. Worth more. So it makes sense for us to seek to do things his way. His way. And in the meantime, in doing things his way, we get to enjoy the benefits of his blessings, of his peace. He says to be carnally minded is death, but to be spiritually minded is peace. Peace. It's a nice thing. I can say I'm sitting here now and I am enjoying the glory and the beauty of God. I'm not sick. I'm not hungry. I'm not in torment. I can see the beauty of God. I can see the sunshine and can see and enjoy a beautiful day. It's a blessing. Sometimes we don't count our blessings because we're looking for it in different ways. Blessings is not always in money. Blessings to be able to breathe. Breathe. I can breathe the air. I don't need a ventilator to breathe. I can freely breathe on my own. I can taste the food that I eat. I can see, I can hear, I can speak. I am blessed, and so are most of us can do all these things that I'm saying. But sometimes we don't count our blessings because we may not feel we have enough money to buy material things and to get this or that or the other. But you can get all the material things that you want. You can see that rich people are dying and poor people are dying. Money don't buy life. Money don't buy happiness. Money can allow you to buy a few toys, yes. But I find that even the toys that you buy, after a while, you get used to it. It's no big deal anymore. You can buy the most expensive toys, and after a while, you get used to it. You get used to it, and it doesn't seem to matter anymore. And as a matter of fact, I just a few days ago, I gave away some toys that I have. I didn't even sell them, I just gave them away. I was excited about them at one time, but after a while I got used to it. Not a big deal anymore. I give them away. Somebody else get excited about them, make use of them, because I wasn't using them anyway. Why keep them not using them? Let somebody else have use of it. So, material things, it's all right, it's good. Money is good, but it's better when you can use material things or money and to bless others than to just accumulate stuff, which after a while you get tired of it. It doesn't matter, mean much to you anymore. When you can bless someone and someone can remember 10 years from now, 20 years from now that, hey, I was hungry and you fed me. I was naked and you clothed me. I was thirsty and you gave me drink. You could be a blessing to someone. And so someone will remember that. And it'll be a blessing. That person can turn around and be a blessing to somebody else. You could spread that blessing. And but to buy toys and expensive stuff to play with, to show off, it's a waste of time. It's a waste of time. And so it doesn't make us any better or worse. But to be spiritually minded, we have a mind to be like our Father, to be like our Daddy, to display His love, His grace, love people, love God, and love His people. That is the greatest blessing. Because when we love Him, Jesus says, if you love me, you keep my commandments. So to love God, it is displayed in us keeping His commandment and love Him back. Just loving Him back. It's not just keeping His commandment through some mechanical means, through some legal means. Thou shalt do this, thou shalt do that, thou shalt not do this or that. But just do something because you love. You love. When you love someone, you do things which you don't keep track of it. You don't keep a record of what you do because you just enjoy doing good. And so when we get to know and understand the love that God has for us, it makes us realize that, boy, this love is good. That's a blessed love. That's a great love. That love will benefit me not just here and now, but through eternity. Because God never intended for any of us as people to die. No parent want their children to die. None. But God intended for us to live forever like Him, with Him, to enjoy our existence with Him. And it's a blessed existence. It's a great existence. So I just want to encourage my family and all my friends that set your priorities right. Seek to please God first. Because in doing so, other things will fall in line. If we seek, as Paul says, to be spiritually minded is life and peace. If we want to have true peace, true life, put God first. Set Him as your first love, your first priority. If you're not doing that now, and you're alive, and you can still hear, and walk and think, still have a mind that functions, well, you're blessed. Because once you still have a mind that is functional, you can renew your mind. As Paul says in Romans 12, verse 2, he says, be transformed, be changed by the renewing of your mind. Change your mind to love God, to love His people. And actually loving His people comes in naturally. If you love God, it naturally happens that you love His people too. You don't have to try, it just happens. Just a part of the package. You love Him. That love on the inside of you just causes you to love others. It's not an effort, it comes in natural. So love God. And let the benefits and the blessings of loving God, our Father, be upon you. Let the blessings of God, our Father, be upon you. Put Him first place in your life. Not people, not money, not material things, not toys, not gadgets. Put God first place. And you find that happiness comes with it. Happiness comes with it. Fulfillment comes with it. Joy comes with it. Yes, in everything we do, there's opposition. But with God in the vessel, as one song says, we'll smile at the storm. Storm will come. We can't stop it. And whether or not you serve God, it will come. But with God in the vessel, we will smile at the storm. So be strong in the Lord and in the power of His might. There's my little Sunday morning chat. And I pray that it'll be a blessing to some of you, my family and my friends who may see this. I hope it may be a blessing to you. Have a blessed day. Have a blessed day. Know that God is real. He loves you. He cares for you more than anyone else. Everyone else will cheat you, will lie on you, will crucify you if they think it benefits them. But God will not. Jesus says, the thief comes to kill and to steal and to destroy. But I come that you might have life and have it more abundantly. That's John chapter 10, verse 10. The thief comes to kill. Sometimes the thief comes looking pretty good, pretty interesting, pretty attractive, but he's still a thief. And his purpose is to kill, to steal, and to destroy. But Jesus says, I come that you will have life and have it more abundantly. So choose wisely. Have a blessed day. Enjoy the beautiful day. I hope it is nice where you are. I hope that the weather is nice wherever you are. My family and friends all over different parts of the world. Right now, as I said, it's pretty nice here in Florida. It's over 80 degrees and sunny. And it's pretty nice, pretty nice weather today. And so I'm enjoying it. And I pray that you continue to enjoy your life. And if you're not enjoying it, Renew your mind. Renew your mind. Switch your mind. Reprogram your mind to think and to live the way your Creator, your Lover, your God designed you to think, and so that you can find peace that passes understanding, human understanding. God bless you. Have a blessed day, and I trust to see you again. And if we never have a chance to meet in this life, I trust to meet you in glory. God bless you. Have a blessed day. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.